Today I'm brewing up this Muntons Flagship Hoppy Malty Citrus American Pale Ale. So this is another one from their newly launched flagship range. I've just brewed up the Hazy IPA, which is currently conditioning in my king keg. So I thought I'd have a go at this one as well, see what this one's like. Everybody's given the Hazy IPA very good feedback. Couldn't see much feedback on this one yet, so guessing it's probably just not quite as a popular style. It's actually probably my favourite style of beer, American Pale Ale. I love hoppy sort of hoppy beers with not too much sort of bitterness, so I prefer the American Pale Ale style. So it says it's hoppy, it's malty, and it's citrus, so it's ticking all the right boxes for me. It sounds delicious. These are premium kits, they come at a premium price. So I think this one was $28.99, so getting on for nearly 30 quid. So they're not cheap, but they are an all malt extract kit. So you know, there's no kind of sugar added, it's all pure liquid malt extract. Well, at least in the other kit, you got quite a big hop addition to put in dry hopping. It also comes with a Fermentis yeast. So let's have a look to see what's in this box. This one actually comes in at 4.5%. So some of the others in the range I think were quite strong. I prefer mine around this sort of level ABV. So this looked like a good one for me. It makes 35 pints, so it's not the standard 23 litre batch. I think they've scaled this down so that it's kind of the right size for a corny keg. I think that's about the right sort of volume, 35 pints. So you are getting less volume with these kits, so that's another thing to bear in mind at that price point, $28.99. It's quite a premium priced kit. So let's have a look, see what's in the box. It's all spilled out. Right, okay, so you get your instructions, very nicely designed instructions. They've really gone to the graphic designers on these. So nicely designed, easy to follow instructions. I have had a quick skim of these and it's really straightforward. You just mix the malt with hot water and you dry hop after 9 to 10 days. So it's going to be a really easy kit to put together. So you get 2 packets of hops. So in the Hazy IPA there were 4 packets of hops. There was about 120 grams of hops in that Hazy IPA. So you can kind of see where your money was going. Hops are not cheap, so to put in 120 grams, obviously that's going to bump the price up. This only comes with 60 grams of hops, so you get 30 grams of Amarillo and 30 grams of Cascade. So not quite as much hops as before, but I guess that kind of suits the style, but it's still the same price as one with 120 grams of hops. You get in this one Safe Ale US05 Fermentis yeast. I think Hazy IPA came with US04 if I remember rightly. Fermentis again, so it's nice to see a decent yeast in here. So that alone is going to probably cost you $2.50, £3 just for the yeast. You get a hop sock, which is really useful. I found this excellent with the Hazy IPA. There's a lot of hop debris in it. I just kind of throw the hops in loose when I dry hop, so you end up with quite a lot of debris in the bottom. So this was really good. I just put that over the tube off of the tap into my bottling bucket, or not my bottling bucket, my keg actually in that instance. It caught a load of stuff, so it was really useful. Just obviously remember to sanitize it before you use it. Alright, so what are we expecting in here? Not a lot really, just the cans of malt. So there's 2 of these cans of malt, which are 1.5 kilos, I think. So 2 1.5 kilo tins of malt. Yeah, that's it really. So there's no additional sugars or anything like that. It's a pure liquid malt extract kit. It's going to be nice and full bodied. Hopefully the stuff that's in these cans is going to make a lovely malty citrusy brew. You've got some nice aroma hops here, so I reckon this is going to be a really good brew. It's going to be easy to do, and I'm looking forward to the results. So yeah, I'll film the steps of me kind of mixing it with hot water, but if you've made one of these kits before, it's all pretty standard stuff. I'm not going to be adding anything else to this apart from some Harris Pure Brew, which I do to all of my brews, and I think it makes a big difference, especially if you're using tap water. It does make a difference. So that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, without further ado, let's get brewing. Let's get it in a fermentation bucket, and yeah, it's all good. Right, here we go. The tasting. We're 7 weeks on now, so it's been in the bottle 7 weeks. The reason being is that I've taken a few samples from about sort of 3 weeks on, but they've all been quite cloudy and didn't really taste very good. So I've left it to this point to do the review. So, well, after 7 weeks, it's still a little bit cloudy. For some reason, it's not gonna, well, I don't think it's gonna really clear properly anyway, but I'm assuming it's something to do with the yeast. It's in a glass because I managed to overcarbonate my batch, so I had a bit of a problem bottling. The hops clogged up my tap, so I ended up losing about 3 litres, and I'd already batch primed my bottling bucket with enough for 20 litres. So yeah, a bit of a bodge up there. So I've decanted it into a glass jug and poured it into my thing. So there we are, that's where we are at the moment. You can see it's a kind of nice amber colour, as you'd expect for an American Pale Ale. You know, it is what it is really. It's got a reasonable head on it. Probably some nice lacing if I left it like that. Okay, so so there it is. That's what it looks like. What does it smell like? Well, it smells alright actually. It smells quite citrusy. You can kind of smell the sort of fruity mosaic hops maybe coming through as well. But there's a smell, there's a sort of malty, I'd say homebrew tang to this one. There's a definite smell to it in the background. I don't know. So anyway, let's have a little try, see what we think. Yeah, so it's not too bad. It actually tastes really like the American IPA kit they do, the handcrafted kit. I'd say, if I was being cynical, that they might have used the same tins but changed the dry hop in this one and the yeast, because I did that one recently and it tastes remarkably similar to this one. I might be totally wrong, but that's what it tastes like to me. It's quite malty, but it has got a kind of homebrew tang. If someone gave me this and I didn't know it was homebrew, I'd be able to tell straight away. It's got that sort of malty tang to it, and you can smell it. I mean, it's not bad, but it's definitely not my favourite. And I'm not sure I'd bother doing it again. I mean, the American IPA was okay, and again, I don't know if I'd bother again. It's sort of got a bit of a sweet malty edge to it, and the hops are okay. But again, I think that for the pinnacle of homebrew kits that these are kind of pitched at, I don't think they're really hitting the mark for me, to be perfectly honest. I wasn't that impressed with the hazy IPA, and I'm not really overly impressed with this one. I mean, it's all right, don't get me wrong, but it's not fantastic, and I can definitely tell this is homebrew. And just for the record, I use tap water in this, but I always use Harris Pure Brew, which is water treatment, and that kind of really, that transforms most kits and takes away that sort of homebrew tang from most of the kits. and I put it in here, and it's still detectable in this beer. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm kind of moaning about these kits too much, but I had high expectations from them. You know, they're priced at a point where, you know, this should be all singing, all dancing, and you know, fantastic kit, nearly getting on for 30 quid. And I don't know if it's really meeting my expectations or even the hype surrounding these kits either. I've had equally good results just with, you know, like a Cooper's kit with some liquid malt extract or a bag dried malt extract and dry hopping. I don't know, you know, really if you're going to be saving yourself too much money if you, you know, once you've added the dry hops and the you know, the special yeast or whatever, but at least you've got a bit of control over it. And yeah, I don't know, I'm not convinced about this, but this is purely my personal opinion. You know, if you brew it, you might think it's the best beer you've ever tasted, but and it might be something to do with my brewing process. You know, I don't know. Brewed this in a fermentation fridge at 20 degrees. It's all, you know, got a constant temperature throughout. I let it sit for 2 weeks as well in the firm fridge. So, you know, I've used my sort of standard method, but, you know, if someone tells me how to improve it, or if you've had different results, then let me know. But yeah, you know, it's all right. That's all I can say. Would I brew it again? Probably not. In fact, definitely not. But, you know, I'll drink these while I've got them. I haven't got many left actually, because I didn't end up with many litres after my little bodge. And after all the samples I've been doing over the last few weeks. So anyway, here's to the next brew. I'll see you, I don't know, in a few weeks. I think I've got another one brewing at the moment, which is an Amarillo ale, which I used a Cooper's kit as a base. And I'll also be reviewing a Motueka Pale Ale, which I also used the Cooper's kit as a base, and the extra fermentables were made up using some grain, so it was like a partial grain kit. So look out for that, and hopefully I'll be posting that in the next, I don't know, week or two. So until then, happy brewing and cheers, guys.